The Proxima PX1742 is not just another good-looking watch, so this thing here gets a sapphire sandwich. It also is powered by a Miyota 9015, meaning we get a high-beat automatic movement on here. And there is something else about this watch that we need to talk about. So as you know, I've got my Christopher Ward watch here. Well, I'm going to show you some resemblances between the two, and these resemblances are so close, it's almost peculiar and quite interesting. Anyways, this is going to be a review of the PX1742. Now, the link to the listing will be in the description below the video. Do check it out if you're after a sharp price, as well as check out the discount codes and the link to my collection, where we have all the watches we've been discussing lately in one place. And now let's dive in and talk about this Proxima PX1742 in detail. Let's do it. The dimensions strike a classic everyday sweet spot. 39mm in diameter, 11.2mm thick, and a compact 44.5mm lug-to-lug length. The lug width is a solid 20mm, giving the bracelet a strong foundation while keeping the entire profile refined and wrist-friendly. At first glance, the Proxima PX1742 greets you with elegance, restrained but deliberate. The fixed bezel is brushed across the top, flat and controlled, but it's framed with finesse. A slim polished bevel transitions between that vertical bezel wall and its horizontal top. It's subtle, almost whispering, but it catches the light just enough to be noticed. The same quiet sophistication continues downward into the midcase, brushed horizontally across a narrow flank that curves ever so gently from lug to lug. It's not slab-sided. There's an arch, a tension, a stretch that lets the midcase breathe. And then there's another shift, a uniform polished bevel that carves a boundary between the flank and the angled lug hoods above it. And just below it all, the wide polished bevel under the case leads the eye towards the exposed lip of the screw-down caseback, which of course features an exhibition window. On the right-hand side, you'll find the pinch crown guards, cradling a tall signed screw-down crown, 4.8mm in diameter, which doesn't sound like much, but its height and grip make it easy to operate, with no compromise on aesthetic balance. Okay, so we're going to pause here for just a second, and we're going to take a look at my CW crown guards, as well as the Proxima crown guards. It's just a bit of a glimpse, right? And you will see what I mean, because the resemblance is staggering. So if we start off with the left flank, you can see that the profile is very similar. The brushed, the bevel, the polishing, everything is so similar, and that silhouette is, yeah, it's similar indeed. Now if we take a look at the crown guards, and you can see these pinches, that is very close indeed. We can see where Proxima got the inspiration from, most definitely. Behind the screw-down crown of the PX1742 beats one of the most respected high-beat calibers in the micro-brand space, the Miyota 9015. This Japanese movement is a self-winding automatic with 24 joules, a 42-hour power reserve, and a crisp beat rate of 28,800 vibrations per hour, giving the seconds hand that buttery smooth sweep collectors love. Accuracy is rated between -10 to +30 seconds per day, though most examples perform well within this spec. Compared to other high-beat movements like the ETA 2824 or Sellita SW200, the 9015 holds its own, slimmer, quieter, and fully serviceable, with wide parts availability and strong long-term reliability. This is a premium engine by any measure, often found in watches twice the price. Now, to the tactile experience, unscrew the signed crown and you're met with a zero position. That's where you can wind the movement manually. Here the winding feel is slightly granular, not as silky as the Seiko NH35, but still precise and positive. The click torque is firm, each rotation met with a mild resistance that reassures rather than irritates. Around 30 to 40 turns is enough to fully wind it from empty. Pull once, now you're in position 1, where you'd normally set the date. And yes, this watch has a date window, so that's where you adjust it, a quick set function. Pull again into position 2, and now you're in full time setting mode. The hand feel is solid here, no wobble, no play, and the seconds hand hacks cleanly the moment you pull it out, perfect for the 2-second accuracy. Once you're done, push the crown in, the threads catch easily, and screw it down. It locks tight with a minimal backspin, completing the entire interaction with a real sense of mechanical integrity. Center stage here is that flat slab of synthetic sapphire crystal, sitting flush within the fixed bezel. But this isn't just a harsh geometric cut. The edge is beveled, offering a fluid visual transition from bezel to crystal. That bevel, combined with the anti-reflective coating, gives this watch a truly elevated feel. And it clears the way for what's underneath, one of the most mesmerizing dials we've seen in 2025. Proxima calls this an oil pressure or oil press dial. What that means is instead of sunburst brushing or gradient or faded dials, this dial uses a compressed pressure splatter technique. Pigment is blasted or stamped against the surface under pressure, creating these radiating slivers and microbursts of paint. It's not painted from the pinion center, it's originating from a recessed elliptical iris of sorts, giving this whole dial the dragon eye aesthetic. It truly resembles an amber molten pupil staring back at you. The base layer of the dial is black, and the flame orange overlay, with all its texture and sliver detail, sits on top. At the very edge of the dial, especially at certain angles, the black undercoat peeks through, adding dimensional contrast. The minute chapter ring, printed in clean white, overlays both color zones, so in some places it's an orange, in others on black, which only deepens the visual interest. Around the dial are applied baton markers, long and narrow, all filled with BGW9 lume. At 3 o'clock, a bevel chrome date window frames a crisp black on white date wheel, keeping it legible while preserving symmetry and balance. Now, the handset, at first glance, is your typical baton setup, but look closer. These are double batons, vertically split. The second hand features a lumed arrow pointer, and when the lights go out, wow, you get even rich lume across the indices and the hands. Double lume on the hands. And the result is a dial that's fiery, hypnotic, and legible in all lighting conditions. Whether you see a dragon's eye or an alien iris, one thing's clear: this is not your average dial. Now let's talk about the strap. What we've got here is a bold textured orange leather strap, fully perforated through to the underside and stitched in a matching orange thread along both edges. It's a vibrant, sporty design that really amplifies the fiery tones of the dial. You get 2 floating keepers and a polished stainless steel tang buckle with a brush bevel accent. Simple, effective, secure, but unfortunately unsigned. Flip it over and you'll notice something curious. It doesn't say genuine leather anywhere here, but honestly, it feels like quality leather, soft, pliable, and very comfortable on wrist. It's also quick release, so swapping straps is a breeze, perfect if you want to dress it up or down. The PX1742. Stunning? I think so. It's definitely a very interesting watch. Now, the main reason I got it in is not because of this Sauron's eye or the Dragon's eye. No, I actually got it in because on the listing, I saw these pinched lugs and I was like, hold on a second. That looks awfully close to my CW. And yeah, well, you saw it yourself. This is unbelievable. So, yeah, homaging, probably. Anyways, I think it's an interesting watch. Now, you can get it in blue as well. The link to the listing, the affiliate link, is in the description below the video. Do check it out if you're after a sharp price. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.